In the endless desert, under the fading stars, a lion walks alone. For many moons he has not roared. His mane is dusted with the memory of battles lost and dawns forgotten. The wind whispers tales of his former glory, a time when his roar could shake the very heavens and make the mountains tremble. He was a king, not by birthright, but by the fire in his spirit. His kingdom was not of sand and rock, but of courage and unwavering will. He led the hunt, protected his pride, and stood as a symbol of strength against the encroaching shadows. Each sunrise was a testament to his power, each sunset a promise of his continued reign. The world moved to the rhythm of his heart, a powerful, steady beat that echoed across the plains. But the seasons change, and even the brightest fires can dim. A great drought descended upon the land, silent and unforgiving. The rivers ran dry, the prey vanished, and the vibrant life of the savannah withered into dust. One by one, his pride scattered, driven by a desperation he could not quell. He fought the inevitable, his roars turning from challenges into pleas, echoing unanswered in the vast emptiness. The battles were no longer against rival predators, but against despair itself. A foe that leaves no visible scars but hollows out the soul. The silence that followed was heavier than any defeat. Now he wanders this barren expanse, a solitary figure against an infinite horizon. The silence is his only companion, a constant reminder of all that has been lost. His paws, once heavy with purpose, now tread softly on the cool sand, leaving trails that the morning wind will erase. He carries the weight of a silent kingdom, a crown of memories that feels more like a burden. The fire within him has dwindled to a faint ember, shielded from the harsh winds of solitude. Yet, as the first hint of light bleeds across the eastern sky, something stirs within the old king. It is not the memory of a roar, but the feeling of one. A warmth spreads through his chest, a flicker of the ancient flame that once defined him. The desert has taken much, but it could not take everything. He lifts his head, his weary eyes reflecting the nascent dawn. The stars retreat, making way for a new day. And in the profound stillness of the desert, a low rumble begins to build, a sound not heard for an eternity. It is the dawn within rising to meet the dawn without. The world that forgot its roar. The city hums a monotonous tune, a lullaby for souls asleep. Streets that once pulsed with passion now carry footsteps devoid of purpose, a slow march toward an unseen, unfelt horizon. We move through concrete canyons, our eyes cast downward, reflecting the gray of the pavement. The dreams that once burned like stars in a midnight sky have faded, lost in the glare of artificial lights. A profound quiet has settled, not of peace but of surrender. The air, once thick with ambition and laughter, now hangs heavy with unspoken resignation. We built this metropolis to touch the heavens, yet we have forgotten how to look up. Once, this city echoed with the vibrant music of creation, with the bold strokes of artists, and the daring hypotheses of thinkers. Every corner held a story, every conversation sparked an idea, and the collective heartbeat was a powerful, driving rhythm. It was a symphony of human potential, a testament to the fire within. We were pioneers charting unknown territories of the mind and spirit, our courage the compass, our passion the map. The wind carried not just dust, but whispers of revolution, of art, of love that could reshape the world. We were architects of our own destiny, and the skyline was our canvas. Now, a deep apathy has taken root. The herds of commuters move without direction, guided by habit rather than inspiration. The wind that once sang of possibility now merely rustles forgotten newspapers in desolate alleyways. The artist looks upon their empty canvas, the writer upon their blank page, and sees only shadows of what could have been. A kingdom of infinite potential, now haunted by the ghosts of abandoned aspirations. We look in the mirror and see a stranger, a faint echo of the person we were meant to be. The fire has dwindled to an ember, and we have forgotten the feel of its warmth, the memory of its light. The dawn awaits, but our eyes remain closed. That night, beneath the last fading star, the lion dreams. He doesn't dream of the hunt, nor of the vast sun-scorched plains he commands by day. No, his is a different kind of dream, a vision woven from the quiet threads of starlight in the deep, rumbling silence of the earth. He dreams of a dawn that never fades. This is not the dawn that bleeds crimson and gold across the horizon, the one that chases away the shadows of the night. This is a dawn born from within, a dawn ignited by a single spark of courage, not by the distant fire of the sun. It's a steady, unwavering light that no darkness can ever extinguish, no storm can ever threaten. It's the light of a spirit that knows its own strength, a heart that beats in time with the rhythm of truth. As he sleeps, a voice, ancient and soft as the wind rustling through the acacia trees, whispers a secret to him. It's a truth carried on the currents of time, a message for all who have the courage to listen. The voice says, "The world does not die in darkness. It dies in silence. It is not the absence of light that marks the end, but the absence of a voice, the surrender of a roar. It is the moment we stop speaking our truth, the moment we allow our inner fire to be smothered by fear and apathy. The world perishes when we choose silence over conviction, when we forget the power of our own inner dawn." The lion stirs, the dream clinging to him like the morning mist. The last star winks out, but the light within him burns brighter than ever before. He understands now. The greatest darkness is not the one that falls from the sky, but the one we allow to grow in our own hearts when we refuse to speak, to stand, to be the light. The dream has taught him that every soul carries its own sunrise. It is a dawn of resilience, a dawn of hope, a dawn of unwavering courage. To let it shine, to let our voice ring out across the plains, is to defy the silence. It is to declare that we are here, that we matter, and that our light, born from the deepest part of who we are, will not be diminished. The true dawn is not something we wait for. It is something we become. He rises with the first light. His breath mists in the cold, thin air, a ghost of the fire that once raged within him. Each deliberate step is a testament to resilience, a deliberate act of carving a new path through the dense undergrowth of fear and regret. The shadows of past failures cling to him, but the emerging dawn offers no judgment, only a canvas wiped clean. He is not the man he was, nor does he strive to be. The past is a country he no longer visits. Its borders are closed, its maps burned. Today is about the ascent, a simple, profound act of placing one foot in front of the other, moving upward toward a truth he has long denied himself. The old lion, weary but unbroken, climbs the familiar ridge where he once stood as a king. His domain was vast then. His roar echoed through valleys that have since fallen silent. The wind whispers tales of his former glory, of a crown he wore with casual arrogance, a kingdom he lost not to a challenger, but to his own pride. Now the ridge is just a ridge, a place of memory and perspective. He sees the world below not as a dominion to be conquered, but as a complex tapestry of lives intertwined. His gaze is softer, his heart quieter. The ghost of the king watches him climb, a silent observer from a bygone era, and for the first time, the man does not flinch from his spectral stare. The horizon does not burn with the destructive fire of ambition, but with the gentle, persistent glow of promise. It is the color of a second chance, the soft hue of forgiveness. The light spills over the crest, bathing him in its warmth, dissolving the last of the night's chill and the lingering frost of his self-doubt. He stands at the summit, not as a conqueror, but as a pilgrim who has finally reached his shrine. The world unfolds before him, vast and quiet, and in its silence, he hears the first true beat of a heart reborn. This is the dawn within, the quiet, unassailable victory of a man who has learned to climb not for a crown, but for the light. And then he roars. Not the roar of conquest, but of remembrance. It is a sound forged in the crucible of 1,000 forgotten dawns, a resonance that carries the weight of starlight and the dust of fallen empires. This is not a challenge thrown to the heavens, but a whisper to the earth, a deep, guttural hum that vibrates through the very marrow of existence. The sound cuts through centuries of silence, a silence so profound it had become the world's natural state, a blanket of quiet woven from apathy and slumber. It is a blade of pure vibration, shearing through the stillness, not with violence, but with an undeniable, resonant truth. The echo of this single primal utterance is a key turning in a lock that has been rusted shut for an eternity. This roar is a summons. It awakens the herds, not with fear, but with a jolt of recognition, a cellular memory stirring in their collective consciousness. They lift their heads from the arid ground, their eyes, once glazed with the monotony of survival, now reflecting a nascent curiosity, a flicker of an ancient fire. The winds, which have long sighed with melancholic indifference across the barren landscapes, now begin to swirl and dance. They catch the sound, carrying it like a sacred seed, planting its promise in the farthest, most desolate corners of the world. The hearts of the sleeping plains, long dormant and hardened under a sky devoid of wonder, begin to thrum with a forgotten rhythm. It is a tectonic shift, not of earth and stone, but of soul and spirit. For the first time in ages, the world breathes again. The air, once thin and stagnant, now fills with a charge, an electric potential that makes the fine hairs on every living thing stand on end. The breath is not a gentle inhalation, but a deep, shuddering gasp, as if a drowning man has broken the surface and tasted the sky. It is the inrush of life into a vacuum, a torrent of sensation and awareness flooding the void. The very dust motes suspended in the air seem to shimmer with a new purpose, caught in the sunbeams that now pierce the gloom with newfound intensity. The world is no longer just a place. It is a presence, a living, breathing entity stirring from a long, dreamless sleep, its first conscious thought a reverberation of that single, profound roar. The dawn has not broken on the horizon. It has broken within. From that roar, life returns. The gazelles lift their heads, the trees tremble, and even the rivers remember their flow. It was not magic. It was the reminder that courage still exists. The world, once cloaked in a deep and silent slumber, begins to stir, awakened not by a gentle sunrise, but by a force that emanates from the very heart of being. The silence of the long night is shattered, replaced by the resonant echo of a promise renewed. Each blade of grass, each sleeping creature, feels the vibration of this profound awakening. It is a call to rise, a declaration that the darkness has not won, and that within the stillness a powerful will has been gathering its strength. This is the moment the universe has been waiting for, the instant when potential becomes action, when the quiet hope nurtured in the shadows finally finds its voice and announces its presence to the heavens. We are all lions of our own dawn. In every life there comes a night that asks, "Will you roar again?" This is the quintessential question posed by the deepest, most challenging moments we face. The times when our own inner light seems to flicker and dim under the weight of shadow and doubt. To awaken a new age is not to conquer others, but to conquer the silence within. It is a battle fought not on external fields, but in the quiet, often lonely landscapes of the soul. The true adversary is the inertia of despair, the comfortable numbness of resignation, and the pervasive whisper that suggests our time has passed. The roar is the deliberate act of defiance against this internal stillness. It is the conscious choice to reclaim one's voice, to reignite the fire of purpose, and to stand firm against the encroaching void. It is the realization that the power to initiate change, to bring forth a new day, has always resided within, waiting for the command to be unleashed. This act of inner conquest is the most profound victory, for it transforms the individual from a passive observer of their fate into the active creator of their destiny, the sovereign ruler of their own internal kingdom. The lion stands beneath a sky reborn. His eyes no longer seek the past, they seek the horizon. The ghosts of yesterday, with their heavy chains of regret and sorrow, dissolve in the clarifying light of this new beginning. He has learned the crucial lesson that staring backward only serves to anchor him to a shore that no longer exists. And as the light grows, the world whispers his name, the lion of the eternal dawn. This is not a name of conquest or of earthly power, but a title earned through the arduous journey of self-realization and inner renewal. It signifies a state of being that is perpetually oriented toward growth, possibility, and the endless unfolding of the future. The eternal dawn is not a single event, but a continuous process, a commitment to meet each new day with the same courage and resolve that shattered the initial darkness. The world recognizes this transformation, not with loud applause, but with a reverent whisper, an acknowledgement of a spirit that has aligned itself with the fundamental, life-affirming rhythm of the cosmos, the constant, beautiful, and unstoppable cycle of renewal and rebirth.